Welcome and welcome back to Selfishly Colette. My name is Colette, and today we are going to do a mini book haul. So I have some books that I recently purchased. Some of them book outlet not currently, but had a sale. The sale might still be going on. I'll link it below just to be on the safe side. And then I had a pre-order that I had that I've been anticipating. I'm so excited. And then also I have some books that I just wanted. So if you're interested to see what I purchased, go ahead and stick around. All right, thank you so much for sticking around. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you are aware whenever I go ahead and upload a new video. But let's just go ahead and jump into it. Let's start off with a book that I got from Little Free Library. If you don't know what Little Free Library is, LFL, yep, I'll be saying it wrong sometimes. Little Free Library is a company. It was through a school, if I'm not mistaken, San Diego Community College or something to that effect. I could be wrong. The information will be on the screen if it's wrong. But they essentially have little what do you call it, book nooks that you can purchase, put in front of your home, your business, wherever it is that you are, and you can go. It's free. I mean, you have to purchase the item to store the books, but anything else is free. You can go to different locations. If you download the app, you'll see where the different locations are, and you can go in. You can either swap a book, take a book, leave a book, whatever floats your boat. So I participate because I feel like, number one, people sometimes just can't afford it. Even if the library, you never know if there's someone living down the street from you that passes your home and they can't afford to get to a library, but they can pass your place and see the Little Free Library and get a free book there. So I do participate in that. I got this book out of my Little Free Library. Yes, I do take books out of there because sometimes they be dropping gems. Have I read any of them yet? No. But that's totally fine. So I got Daughter of Lightning by Akaeke Logan. If you can see it here. Now, I literally got this because the cover is pretty. That's where we are. So it says, for 7 years, Talia has kept an extraordinary secret. She has the ability to manipulate lightning. Despite her secret, she lives a simple, lowly life in a small village until her 15th birthday, when everything starts unraveling. She meets two strangers. The first, a mysterious warrior. Though he seems to know who she is, he gives no clues about his identity or intentions. The second, Wilde, a boy her age with the same ability. According to Wilde, the warrior is an assassin and he knows their secret. It's unclear whether he wants to exploit it or destroy it. It is clear, however, that her family is at risk. And all the while, rumors are spreading that the new king's schemes will endanger them all. To leave the village is illegal, but to stay might be fatal. So, doesn't it sound delightful? When was this published? This sounds like a 2010 book. This gives me 2010 feels. Oh, no, copyright in 2019. I'm cool with that. It sounds good though. Like, this sounds like something I would eat up. I need to see if this is on KU. But yeah, Daughter of Lightning by Akaeke Logan. All right, let's go to the next book. All right, so next up I have two books. I have volume 2 and volume 3 of Olympus. I almost took my eye out. It's fine. I can't see anyway. Do you see him? Do you see him? Do you see him? I'm so excited. Yeah, so I have these two books. Again, Hades and Persephone retelling. Now, we already know Hades kind of stole Persephone. If you know the lore, this one they fall in love, or they build to it, and I'm here for that because why are you stealing people, Hades? But yes, I got these two, volume 2, volume 3, if I can get it up there. There we go. Aren't they pretty? Honestly, I bought the original book because the covers were pretty, and then now I'm kind of intrigued. I enjoyed that story a lot, and so I'm going to be reading these two new installments. I'm probably going to order I'm going to order some more. Yeah, that's where we are. So, Olympus, volume 2 and 3 by Rachel Smith. I threw them on the floor. If you hear the sound, that's what that is. Okay, all right. Let's go to the next book. The next book I have is The Reaper by Jackson P. Brown. Now, if you watched a earlier video I did this year, I talked about some books that were on my radar that I wanted to purchase. The Reaper was one of them. And I really wanted it simply because I felt like this is a gorgeous cover. Look at the cover. Is this not gorgeous? Is this not gorgeous? Okay. People that sell books, stop doing this shit. It bothers me. I can't take this off. If I take it off, it'll probably tear. Stop. Foolishness. Now, this book was $30. Now, when I purchased it, I was like, why is it $30? I said, I don't care. I'm going to get it anyway because it's pretty. $30. Look at that. Signed by the author. I'm so excited. And then I look and lo and behold, it is signed by the author. Do you see it? I'm so excited. I don't care if this book is good or not. It's signed by the author. I'm going to keep it. Yes. Okay. All right. Let me read the synopsis for you. Amy is an empath, able to sense the auras of the supernatural creatures that stalk London at night. But without a guide and sorely lacking in knowledge, she spends nights alone searching for answers. Gerald is a reaper, an assassin for hire on the verge of his awakening, of coming into his power and becoming the man his family need him to be, the man they demand him to be. When Amy stumbles across Gerald one night, she notices his strange aura, unlike anything she has felt before. Afraid but desperate to know more, she follows, and he makes her an offer she can't refuse. If she becomes his partner, he will introduce her to a world she has only ever felt the shallow surface of, the secret underground city. And their first mission together, find a girl who murdered her own parents. Doesn't that sound fantastic? Yeah. Again, The Reaper by Jackson P. Brown. Beautiful cover. Look at it. You don't even need to see my face. Look at the book. You're welcome. All right. The next book I got was a pre-order I got from one of my favorite authors, Tia Williams. Now, I discovered one of her books like years ago. I read, what is it called? 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. Ate that book up. Gave it 5 stars. Loved it. And then I started going down more of her work and I found The Perfect Find, which is one of my all-time favorite books ever across all genres, romance, it doesn't matter. Love it. And then I read A Love Song for Ricki Wilde. Love that book. Then I read Audre and something or Just Friends. I can't remember. Audre is the daughter of the character, the main character in 7 Days in June. So Tia got me. She gonna get my money. So this book came out June 7th, and this is The Misconnection by Tia Williams. Now she did what do you call it, a partnership with Black-owned bookstores, which was pretty cool, and you were able to pre-order the books. And if you pre-ordered the book, you were able to get a nameplate, a signed nameplate. So not only did I get a signed nameplate, which I tipped into the book, so boom, there it goes. It also came with character art. Isn't that cool? And then it came with a bookmark. And because she met him on a flight, it looks like a boarding pass. I thought that was so cool. I love it. So yeah, I got this from Onyx Books and Gifts, or Gifts and Books, I think is the name of the company. I'll link it below as well in case you want to look into it. Again, it is a Black-owned bookstore. I personally haven't been. It is, I don't know if Palm Bay, Melbourne area in Florida is Treasure Coast, but they're north of me. So yeah, and which is another reason why I decided to get it from them, because community, right? Cool. Let's read the synopsis. It says, Sasha Cruz knows types. As a booked and busy casting agent, she's always casting. At happy hour, the grocery store, everywhere. She's all about finding the perfect person to slot into the perfect role. What she doesn't do, however, are relationships. Too much energy, not enough time. On a flight to Paris for work, a chance encounter with her type changes everything. Sasha is seated next to a broodingly attractive mystery man and sparks fly, but they never exchange contact information. Convinced she's lost out on her soulmate, Sasha emails her work friend for help, but accidentally writes to the entire company worldwide. The international manhunt to find Seat F begins. Meanwhile, Sasha takes matters into her own hands. She hires a smoldering detective she knew in another lifetime, who complicates matters in unforeseen and irresistible ways. With a worldwide search underway, will love take flight for Sasha? I'm so excited about this book. I heard this is a really good rom-com. I'm here for a good rom-com. I love rom-coms. Again, she's one of my favorite authors. You know who's good at rom-coms also? Ali Hazelwood. I have a ton of her books. Her characters are really quirky, and that just delights my soul. I love that for me. So yeah, The Misconnection by Tia Williams. You will definitely be hearing about this book. Okay. All right, on to the next. All right, and finally we have my final package, which is from Book Outlet. Let me hide my address. See? Again, they had a sale. All books, $5.99. All fiction books, I believe it is, if I'm not mistaken. All fictions, $5.99. Some are even cheaper. So it really just depends on whatever book you're trying to get. Hardcover, paperback, special edition, whatever it is. They have them quite frequently, but I will link Book Outlet as well, just so you know. Let me put this over here so I can get myself scared away. But yeah, they always have sales. I always look out for their sales because honestly, I get a lot of books that way that I put up on my shelf that I've already read. And then also if I do have books that are on my TBR radar that I want to read, that's another way for me to get books for cheap. So yeah. Sometimes I will spend the money. As you're aware, I spent $30 on The Reaper and ended up being signed, but you know, yeah, me. So the first book I have is River Mumma by Zalika, Reid, Benta. If I'm not mistaken, June is Caribbean Author Month, Caribbean Heritage Month, Caribbean something, child. It's Caribbean. Anyways, the girl that I follow, this girl I follow on BookTube, she was saying that she read this book and she really enjoyed it. And when she said that the author was, I believe, of Jamaican heritage, she was saying that it was a really good read and recommended everyone to read it. So I got it. River Mumma. Mumma is mother. I could never look at my mama and say Mumma. Okay? That's a slap. But just so you know, River Mumma. Okay? All right. So it says, Issa Rae's Insecure with a magical realist spin. An exhilarating exploration of diasporic community and ancestral ties, and an homage to Jamaican storytelling by one of the most invigorating voices in today's literature. Alicia has been out of grad school for months. She has no career prospects and lives with her mom. She won't stop texting her macabre news stories and reminders to pick up items from the grocery store. I cannot see this. Then one evening, the Jamaican water deity, River Mumma, appears to Alicia, telling her that she has 24 hours to scour the city for her missing comb. Alicia doesn't understand why River Mumma would choose her. She can't remember all the legends her relatives told her, unlike her retail co-workers, Heaven, who can reel off Jamaican folklore by heart. She doesn't know if her childhood visions have returned or why she feels a strange connection to their other co-worker, Mars. But when the trio is traced down by malevolent spirits, they realize their tenuous bonds to each other may be their only lifelines. I promise I could read. With the clock ticking, Alicia's quest through the city broadens into a journey through time to find herself and what the river carries. Listen, I'm here for it. This is Zalika Reid, Benta, as you can see here. But yes, that is River Mumma. Again, hardcover, $5.99. Hold please. I thought that I had the receipt for all of the books and how much they would have cost me per book, but I don't. So we're just gonna say they're all $5.99. Okay, cool. Again, River Mumma. All right, next book. Seoulmates by Susan Lee. This book I actually read years ago, a year and a half, 2 years maybe. I really enjoyed this book. I ate this book up. I got this on Kindle. I bought it for like $4 or whatever. But this is the hardcover book. I actually have another book of hers I want to read, and I have a book on KU from her that I want to read called Julia's Song is Undateable. But this was a really cute YA. Really cute. I recommend this all the time to people to read because it's, again, a really good story. Like, for instance, my sister is into K-dramas, so I always tell her she should read this. She hasn't read it yet. It's fine. I still love her. She's my sister. All right, so let me just read the synopsis. It says, Hannah Cho had the next year all planned out. The perfect summer with her boyfriend Nate, and then a fun senior year with their friends. But then Nate does what everyone else in Hannah's life seems to do. He leaves her, claiming they have nothing in common. He and all her friends are newly obsessed with K-pop and K-dramas, and Hannah is not. After years of trying to embrace the American part and shunning the Korean side of her Korean-American identity to fit in, Hannah finds that's exactly what now has her on the outs. But someone who does know K-dramas so well that he's actually starring in one is Jacob Kim, Hannah's former best friend, whom she hasn't seen in years. He's desperate for a break from the fame, so a family trip back to San Diego might be just what he needs. That is, if he and Hannah can figure out what went wrong when they last parted and navigate the new feelings developing between them. Again, you guys, I love this book. I thought this was super cute. It's a super short read. It's not even long. How many pages? 309 pages. 309 pages. It's not going to take you long to read this book. Such a fantastic book. Really good. Soulmates by Susan Lee. All right, so this next book I have is a hardcover book. Honestly, I got it because it was a pretty cover. I thought the cover was stunning. It is Somadina by Akaeke Emezi. I know I said your name wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But let's stop and stare and look at the cover. Is this not gorgeous? Hello? Are you seeing this? Come on. Oh, this is so pretty. I don't know who your illustrator is, but they did a fantastic job. I hope you paid them well. All right, let me go ahead and read this. So it says, Somadina and her twin brother, Jake? I'm going to say Jake. Are practically the same person. They finish each other's sentences and make each other whole. When the twins come of age, their magical gifts begin to develop. But when Jake's powers enchant, Somadina's cause fear to ripple through her town. Always an outsider, Somadina now faces blatant and dangerous hostility. And things go from bad to worse when her brother, the one person she trusted, vanishes. Somadina knows that no matter the dangers, she must track him down. Even if it means entering the sacred forest. Even if it means grueling, otherworldly travel she may not survive. Even if it means finding a hidden place where those closest to the spirit world don't dare to go. Does Somadina have the strength within both her body and her soul for the trying journey ahead? National Book Award finalist Akaeke Emezi. I'm so sorry. I know I'm saying your name wrong. I apologize. Masterfully weaves a tale of identity, family, and the power of the past in a world where the extraordinary is ordinary. Again, that is Somadina. And that is the author's name. Girl, I'm sorry. Girl, I hope it's a girl. I hope it's a woman. I don't know. Here we go. Again, I got it because the cover is beautiful. There we have it. All right, so next up on my list is another hardcover book. And again, I had to get this because I read last year Blood at the Root by LaDarrion Williams. Loved it, ate it up, gave it 5 stars. It was pitched as, what if Harry Potter was black and attended a HBCU? And so I had to get the follow-up book, which is Bones at the Crossroads by LaDarrion Williams. Now, the book was pitched as, what if Harry Potter was black and attended an HBCU? And I was like, that sounds fantastic. Let me read it. Gave that book 5 stars. Ate it up. Yeah. So book 2, Bones at the Crossroads by LaDarrion Williams. Let me just go ahead and read it. So it's homecoming season at Kamen University, and all 17-year-old Malik Barron wants to do is be a regular college student, or as regular as he can get at a HBCU for young black conjurers. He's ready to go to parties, hang out with his new friends, choose a major, and talk to girls. Instead, he's reeling from a summer of revelations, heartbreak, and betrayal while still uncovering the truth about his power and his legacy. The family he just discovered has already fractured beyond repair, and a relative who shows up on his doorstep brings even more questions. Then there's the mother he risked everything to find, who might be the biggest threat to his life he's trying to build. To protect his new community, Malik joins an elite secret society with roots in ancient magic. His journey takes him even deeper into his own heritage and the history of the magical world, while bringing him closer to a classmate whose friendship might mean something more if Malik is ready to let her in. But how can he use powers he can't even control to defend a world he's not sure will ever fully accept him? And as the pressure and danger build, will he be able to confront the deepening cracks within the magical society as well as those building within himself? That is Blood at the Root. No, that's the second book. First book. This is Bones at the Crossroads by LaDarrion Williams. If I'm not mistaken, the third book is out or is coming out this year. I'll put it up on the screen. I don't remember. But yeah, really good book. If you want to read a magical story that's different, I guess dark academia, right? I guess that's the trope. Dark academia. But yeah, pretty good. I do, if I do say so myself. But yeah, that is Bones at the Crossroads by LaDarrion Williams. All right, so the next book that I got is The River Has Roots by Amal El-Mohtar. Another person that I follow on BookTube, her name is Carrie. Carrie can read. She has recommended so many glorious books to me. She usually steers me right. Carrie is a woman I follow on BookTube. Love her. My number one OG booktuber for me. She reads everything and anything. I appreciate her opinion. She's able to tell you why she feels the way she feels, explain it, expound on it, whatever you're looking for, and she can tell you why. I have found books, so many good books from her. So this is one that I got because she recommended it. The River Has Roots. So let me read that for you. In the small town of Thistleford on the edge of Fairy, the mysterious Hawthorne family tends the willow trees there. For as long as anyone can remember, the Hawthorns have paid tribute to the willow trees, honoring an ancient compact to sing to them in thanks for their magic. None, though, have taken up this calling more devotedly than the family's latest daughter, Esther and Isabel, who cherish each other as much as they cherish the trees. But when Esther rejects a forceful suitor in favor of a lover from the land of Fairy, not only the sisters bond, but also their lives will be at risk. It's super small. Do you see how thin this book is? Let's see how many pages. This is 129 pages. I think this was $3.99, if I'm not mistaken. I believe this was one of the cheaper books. Hello? And it's hardcover. Yeah. Carrie recommended this, but when I looked at the reviews, a lot of people love this book and ate it up. Last time I checked, at the time of this recording, I showed that this book is actually available on Kindle Unlimited, but I just went ahead and got it because it was hardcover. So there's that. Next we are going into my paperback books that I purchased. This book was on my reading radar that I wanted, or my TBR. It's called Finding Jupiter by Kelis Rowe. And it says, Ray, oh, well, maybe I should show you the cover. Here you go. Cute, right? It says, Ray, just once I'd like my birthday to be about me and not the day my father died. I want to be Ray Jr., the tall girl from Memphis with the poetry beats and the braids that stay popping. And when I meet Orion at the skating rink, that's exactly who I am. He pulls my hand, and instead of being defined by my past, he races me toward my future. Orion, when I dive into the pool, it's just me and my heartbeat. There's no dad, no dead sister, and no distracting noises. But I can't hold my breath forever. And since I met Ray, I don't want to. The closer we get, though, the more I see I'm not the only one caught in her wake. With a lyrical blend of found poetry and poignant prose, Kelis Rowe delivers her stunning debut about young black love and the decades-old family secret that threatens to tear them apart. Finding Jupiter. Doesn't this... First of all, I like the cover. But I just felt like this sounded so cute. I love a good YA. I love a good YA. A good YA. Some of these YAs is like, my child can't read that. But yes, Finding Jupiter by Kelis Rowe. All right, so the next book I have is this one I know is a Jamaican based author or Jamaican heritage. His name is Marlon James. This is A Brief History of Seven Killings. This is the hummingbird, which is Jamaica's national bird, if you don't know. But I got it literally because it's Marlon James. I'm not gonna hold you. I have like 3 or 4 books by Marlon James. I've never read a single one of them. I get them because he's Jamaican, and I feel like I should represent for my peoples. So let me put some money in your pocket. There's that. Let me read this synopsis for you. It says, on December 3rd, 1976, 2 days before Bob Marley was to play the Smile Jamaica concert, which is a real event, by the way, in case you didn't know, that's a real thing. 7 gunmen stormed the singer's house, which is fact. The attack wounded Marley, his wife, and his manager. Little was officially released about the gunmen, but much has been whispered, gossiped, and sung in the streets of West Kingston. In A Brief History of Seven Killings, novelist Marlon James recreates that dangerous and unstable time as he deftly explores the lives of a host of unforgettable characters, gunmen, drug dealers, one-night stands, CIA agents, even ghosts, over the course of 30 years. The result is a gripping and irresistible novel of power, mystery, and insight. That's a real thing. I like that so this is like a historical fiction. I like it. A Brief History of Seven Killings. I like it. Again, I didn't even know what this book was about. I literally saw Marlon James. I saw he had the hummingbird. I knew he was a Jamaican author, and I was like, oh, okay. Cool. All right, let's get the next book. The next book I have is Brotherless Night by V.V. There you go. Can you see it? Because I can't pronounce that. I'm so sorry. I'm not even going to disrespect you by trying to say it, and I know it's going to be wrong. So it says, Jaffna, 1981. 16-year-old Sashi wants to become a doctor, but over the next decade, a vicious civil war tears through her home, and her dream spins off course as she sees her 4 beloved brothers and her friend, Kay, swept up in the mountain violence. Desperate to act, Sashi accepts Kay's invitation to work as a medic at a field hospital for the militant Tamil Tigers, who, following years of state discrimination and violence, are fighting for a separate homeland for Sri Lanka's Tamil minority. After the Tigers murder one of her teachers and Indian peacekeepers arrive only to commit further atrocities, Sashi begins to question where she stands. When one of her medical school professors, a Tamil feminist and dissident, invites her to join a secret project documenting human rights violations, she embarks on a dangerous path that will change her forever. I like this. This kind of sounds or reminds me of As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow, which is one of my favorite books ever. So I'm intrigued by this. I love reading things about other cultures and, you know, whatever Civil War, or just their history in general. I enjoy that a lot. So Brotherless Night by this author. I'm sorry. I don't even want to disrespect you by not being able to say your name correctly. So this author. But yeah. And then we're on to our final book, y'all. All right, y'all. Final book. That is 1984 by George Orwell. I decided I needed to own this book because I read this last year. This was my number 2 book of 2025. You know what? Let me rephrase that. I listened to the audio version. It was an adaptation. I ate that book up, and a lot of the things that they were saying in there, I was like, is this not what we're going through now in modern day 2026? 1984 by George Orwell. And when I looked up the original book, this book, to see how long the audio is, it was like 12-13 hours, whereas the adaptation was only like 3 or 4 hours. So I decided I want to read the real book. I'm pretty sure it'll probably make my list this year, but you know, let me read the synopsis. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. Winston Smith is a good worker. He supports the party. He is good at his job rewriting history to government specification. Big Brother watches him, but there is nothing to see. Winston's struggle against the totalitarian world he inhabits is a closely guarded secret. It exists only in his mind until he begins a secret love affair with Julia, a fellow worker. Is this enough to push him to revolution, or is it the beginning of his downfall? A masterwork of dystopian fiction, 1984, is harrowingly prescient, and its impact has stretched around the globe. Oh, George Orwell was born in India? I thought he was British. I don't be knowing nothing about these people. Eric Arthur Blair was known by his pen name George Orwell. Look at God. I didn't even know that was a pen name. His work as a journalist, his nonfiction writing, and his time spent as a volunteer in the Spanish Civil War demonstrated his strong political beliefs, which carried into his fiction. Animal Farm in 1984. I still haven't read Animal Farm yet. Our Animal Farm in 1984 are widely cited as key works of a political allegory, and his name has become a shorthand for political dystopias, while terms from his novel have permeated the common lexicon. He died in 1950 at the age of 46, probably because he was telling the truth. My brother, I see what they doing. You know who else has really good dystopians that mirrors society today? Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. That book messed me up. I read that book in 2024 and the book started out in 2024. Messed me up. The second book is sitting here looking at me, waiting for me to read it. I'm gonna have to get to you, girl. I don't know. But yeah. So yes, you guys, that is a total of, I believe, 14 books. I would stack them but I don't know if I can hold that many books. I'm probably sure I can, but you know. 14 books. Have you read any of these books? Do you plan on reading any of these books? Where do you think I should start? Tell me that. And again, you guys, I will link Onyx Gifts and Books below. I will also link Book Outlet below. And there was somebody else, I don't know, something else I said I was gonna link. I'll link it. Okay, yeah. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. Again, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified whenever I release a new video, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.